Super Bowl analysis, Super Bowl 53. It's a week after the game, and I'll tell you in a second why I had to delay this a week. But first of all, overall, everybody was bored by the Super Bowl. Was I bored? No, I don't think so. Every Super Bowl has intensity that makes it automatically not boring. And the intensity was here in this game. Now, there was a lack of points, so you do have to appreciate defense. And I do appreciate defense. Check out my S.A.L.T productions of old where I talk about defense winning championships still being true, even in a league where now the rules favor the offense so much and most teams are going after offense. It's still the most important part of the team is the defense. But that's a different discussion for a different time. However, the question is here, was there really solid, was it really solid, that's my finger by the way, was it really solid defense or was it just bad offense? So therefore for that, I really had to go to the all 22 view on my NFL Game Pass where I can see the secondary. Because my impression during the game, as I was watching it was, man, New England is playing good defense. They are putting a pass rush on Goff, and I cannot blame Goff too much. It's good defense, stopping good offense. And by the way, stopping good offense without Gurley, which just ain't nearly a 30-point a game offense. But give the I think it was the Patriot defense doing the job. But when I was watching New England with the ball, my impression was that New England was missing opportunities and they should have had more points. And not as much credit to the Ram defense. But let's see what happened. Here we go. So let's start it. Now, first we're going to start with just papers, no film. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible, and then we're going to go to the film. We're going to go to the film. But first we're going analysis through paper. Here we go. Get this standing. Can I get this to stand? Wait. It's got a low tech. It's not standing yet. Here we go. There we go. So when the Rams had the ball. Now essentially they had the ball 11 times, right? So from what I see in the first half of this game, 6 times. Oh, it fell there. That's the low tech part. I'm going to hold this up. When the Rams had the ball, they had six times in the first half they had the ball. I'm going to give the Patriot defense credit on 5, almost full credit on 5 of those punts. They punted every time, the Rams, in the first half. 5, and I'm going to blame the Ram offense on that final drive where they could have got into field goal range. Goff missed a few. We're going to get more into detail in a second, you'll see. Of the 5 times in the second half that the Rams had the ball, the Pats, the first 2 drives continued with good defense, but then blame Goff. He missed Cooks in the middle of the end zone on that open ball in the end zone. That's a 4-point swing. They had to settle for a 54-yard field goal, 53-yard field goal. Then a penalty stops their next drive. And then on the final drive that was significant in the game, where they're losing 10-3 and they're coming down to try to tie it, Cooks drops the ball in the end zone. And, of course, I left out that we got to blame Goff a little bit for chucking the ball up there on the interception. Okay. Pat defense, lots of pressure. My impression during the game was borne out when I watched the film, and that hurts any quarterback, right? A good pass rush hurts any quarterback. Even the best don't do as well when there's a pass rush, especially Goff, who had the deer. He definitely had the deer in headlights look through the game, but any quarterback would have had problems with the pass rush that the Patriots presented. When I looked at the all 22, I didn't notice Goff missing receivers all over the place. That's all. I got that line from Mike Francesa, who said he was at the game. He saw Goff missing receivers all over the place. Yeah, he did miss a few, by the way, but there were a lot of times you'll see he missed reads. He missed open receivers when he only had time for one read, and the one he was looking at was covered. He didn't have time to look for a second receiver. The running game, well below average. Again, Gurley hurt is a big factor. They were a 30-point-a-game offense with Gurley for most of the year. Without Gurley, and surely he was hurt, They only used him 10 times there. Don't tell me they were just wanted to split carries between him and C.J. Anderson. Yeah, right. Without Gurley, they are not nearly a 30-point a game offense. What about McVay? Does he take some of the blame? Surely he does. We will discuss a little bit more later what he could have done differently. One thing he could have done was he ran mostly tight formation. Should he have run maybe a little bit 5 receiver? That was what Francesa was saying and others were saying. When C.J. Anderson's in, he definitely does like to run tight formations more because C.J. is a little bit more of a power runner. Gurley, he would run. He could have ran more a little bit 5 receiver with Gurley. Gurley being a good receiver himself, but again, I don't think Gurley was available, or he felt was available for passes out of the backfield in the condition he was in. So that's why maybe McVay ran tight for me. He certainly should have tried some 5 receiver sets and more a little more wide open offense. What he didn't work too well. Belichick said he used the bear film of going up the field, which stopped him. So again, I'm going to go with the fact, as of right, just on a basic sense, that the Patriot defense had more to do with the Rams scoring 3 points than an inept Ram offense. But more detail. Watch this. Watch this. Are you watching the low tech here? Watch this. Oh, when the Rams had the ball more. I'm going to go through a little bit more each drive now. Here we go. First drive, 3 and out. On the third down, there was pressure. They didn't get much on the first 2 downs, but on third down, pressure. So the pressure there stopped that drive. Then the second drive, they started at 36. They get a first down finally. They get a first down on a bootleg left. But then there was some good coverages. I'll show you in the film. There's some good coverages, including on 3rd and 3 with some pressure. Now, because they started at 36 and got a first down, they were in position where they could fake a punt. Or actually, I think they shouldn't have faked the punt. Just bring out your offense on 4th and 3. But all right, they felt they had a good play on 4th and 3. They didn't get them out on time. They actually drew the Patriots offside, but time had run out to lay a game because they didn't get the special teams out there in time. So that's a special teams mistake. Drive number 3, they start on their own 6, and that, by the way, that's a theme you'll see here. They start on their own 6. Here they start on 8. They only start on their own 2. Here they start on their own 7. That's 3 times they started right in the shadows of their own end zone. Here where they start on the 6th day, again, they went with 2 runs and then coverage. On that third down, it really should have been a pick 6. So Goff made a mistake there. So if you want to say he was awful, but there he got away with the mistake. He got away with it because it got deflected at the line. Had it got through, it actually would have been picked. So a 3 and out there. 4th drive, we're now in the second quarter. 15-yard out pattern. That's the one that maybe the Pats should have challenged. But it was a completion, so that's their second first down in the game. Now, after a pass for 1 yard, and they lost 2 yards on a good play by Shelton. On 3rd and 10, pressure and good coverage. He threw it long. He had a guy open shorter. Maybe that's the type of guy that Francesa saw, but he was looking. There was pressure, and he's looking at the long guy. Okay, can't fault him for trying the long throw. Good coverage by Gilmore there. Drive number 5, they're starting on their own 45. They get 2 runs for 8 yards, but on 3rd and 2, that was the rollout where he got smashed, knocked down to his knees. I looked at the all 22, nobody open there when he rolled out. As a matter of fact, all the receivers were on the left side. He was forced to roll out right. There was no receivers on that right side. Now, one last drive in the first. So 5 times there, that's all good Patriot defense, either through pass rush, mostly pass rush, some coverage. Drive number 6 here, with a minute 13, he takes a sack. He did have a pass over the middle. It would have been a hard one. All right, so I'll give him a little bit of a blame there. I'm not sure if that throw would have been able to be completed. He gets a 15-yarder to set up 3rd and 2, and now he missed a makeable slant. He threw it low on what was a makeable slant pattern, so we'll blame Goff for that drive. So I'm blaming the Ram offense on 1 out of the 6 drives there of the first half. In the second half, it's a little bit of a different story. The Rams will be blamed a couple of times, as we mentioned. Right away on the first play of the second half, Hightower drops an interception. So again, a bad pass by Goff, but he gets away with it. 17 run for Gurley. Okay, got the running game there. I think that was the biggest run of the game for the Rams. But now on 3rd and 4, good coverage. If you remember, Gilmore was right on Cooks there. He had somebody open shorter, but again, he thought Cooks could be completed to. Gilmore comes and makes a nice play. I'm not going to blame Goff there. Starting 8th drive, they're starting on their own 2 runs, trying to get out of the end, away from their end zone. I'm not sure if they should have done it. Maybe they should have been a little bit more aggressive and throw there. But then on 3rd down, pressure, almost a safety. Goff was good to get rid of the ball, so I'm not blaming Goff there. So again, more good defense, 7th and 8th drive. On the 9th, 10th, and 11th drive, there we're going to blame the Ram offense a little bit. And how we blaming them? Because after getting a few first downs, in a 3rd and 6, they get an 18 to Woods, good pressure. So that's a good throw by Goff under pressure. But then they miss Cooks in the end zone. He misses the fade. Now on that play, interestingly enough, he missed Cooks in the end zone. I don't think the problem was that he delayed the throw. He does delay the throw, but that's because he's looking at another receiver. So I don't know if you could. This is really low tech here as I try to get this thing to stand. The delayed throw may not have been his fault, but he should have thrown a bullet over the middle. He let it hang in the air, and that allowed McCourty, who for some reason is like 20 yards off to the side playing zone with nobody there, comes flying in, hits the ball. Even then, Cooks could have held it, possibly, but did not. So a couple of mistakes on the play. Goff a little late on the throw. Goff a little late. Goff didn't throw a line drive or would have been a touchdown. And then Cooks could have still held on, possibly, even after McCourty hit him. What do we got? What else we got there? Then in 3rd and 7, he takes a sack almost out of field goal range. And they are able to kick anyway the 53-yard field goal. 4th quarter, drive number 10. Start on their own 7. Again, starting back. They convert 3rd and 2. And then after a few pressures is incomplete on the pressure in 3rd and 11. But so there's lots of pressure here, but they do get a defensive penalty. They hold on to the ball. 16 to Cooks. 13 run, but there's the big play in the drive, the holding penalty. May have been a phantom hold. Watch the replay. Romo and Nance hint at the fact that it's not such a good call, and there is really no hold to be seen there. And now they pressure. He rolls out right. Can't blame him there. Takes a -2 as he got hit. He was in bounds. It was not roughing the pass. That was the one where Goff almost was out of bounds, which would have been rough. It would have been a late hit. But Goff was in bounds. So it's now 2nd and 22. He tries a deep one with coverage. Maybe he had a short open, but they tried the deep one. Good coverage there. 3rd and 22 run. Francesa was killing the Rams for running there, and I'll definitely agree. That they should not have run. But I don't think they should have thrown 25 with all the pressure. That would have been either a sack or an interception. Francesa's right. They should have tried a 10-yarder over the middle and maybe try to break a tackle or try a screen. Try something there. But don't run it. Don't just run it. And then, of course, down 10-3, 7 minutes left, 19-yard screen. Good call there. 3rd and 9, they get a 12 crossman. A good throw by Goff there. 18 to Woods somehow, where there was good coverage and it was a good play by Woods and a good throw by Goff. Now the drop in the end zone by Cook. So that's where you got to blame the Ram offense there. They did not, that they have a drop in the end zone. And then, of course, the interception, the cover 0, all-out blitz. Harmon gets to Goff. Goff should have just thrown it away. He throws it up there, and Gilmore makes the interception. Not that last drive at down 13-3. We're not even going to talk about that. Didn't matter because the game was over. We have now covered the Ram offense. I think right now, just from now what we've done, just on paper, I would say that most of the drives are the good Patriot defense, not bad Ram offense. A little bit more bad in the second half, but still, the Patriot defense was forced a lot of the problems for the Rams, while they only scored 3 points. We will continue with the Patriot offense.